Hi everyone, it's Diane with Diane and Danny at home, ready to share my tablescape and my mantle, my Father's Day look. And my tablescape is honoring my father. He did pass away, but I wanted to show his little piece of him, which is his business piece. He was such a businessman. He loved to work. He was a workaholic, and he stated that the day he stopped working would be the day he died. And he wasn't too far off. He stopped working, and 2 weeks later he passed away. But he loved the indoor world. And my brother, who Richard, is the opposite. He just loves the outdoors. So I have a mantle to represent him. So thank you for joining me, and God bless. And thank you for those who subscribe and leave me comments. It's very sweet. Thank you.
Good morning and happy Father's Day. Here's my Father's Day tablescape. I decided to do a masculine looking, which as far as I'm concerned is, for somewhat honoring my father, my dad. Here for the place setting, I used some napkins that I tried to fold similar to a handkerchief that would be in a man's pocket. I chose to use the gold rim dishes that have a slight green tint to them. I think they're very pretty. And I used a charger that was bought at a yard sale, and I believe my sister Marie or Kathleen gave that to me. That was the yard sale that she had a lot of nice stuff, and I got there on the second day. My sister was there on a Friday. I made it on a Saturday, and the beautiful gold flatware is from my sister Patricia Ann. She gave me those. They're beautiful. And this beautiful glass, was also at that yard sale that the chargers were. She had this beautiful glassware that I thought was very masculine looking, and chose to use that. I think it's really pretty, black and gold. Two of my favorite combinations. And again, I use my beautiful gold glasses from Ross. I like to use those. I think they're very pretty. And there's my bread plate over there. And I chose not to use the tablecloth today. I thought I'd just leave the wood. To me, it looked more masculine as with the wood. And in my centerpiece, what I chose to do was collect some items. And there's a picture of my dad. This was when my sister graduated. He wore that dad shirt. My sister Kathleen graduated from the University of Santa Clara. Proud moment for him. And the shoe brush always reminds me of my dad. He used to polish his shoes because he loved to dress up. He was a man with a suit and tie, so being casual was not real common for him. He kind of got more as he got older. He got a little more casual. But I laugh because when we were kids, he would go to the beach. He would be in his dress pants, his slacks, and his dress shoes. Not very comfortable, obviously. He was not an outdoors person. And then the cigar boxes I thought were very masculine. My father was not a big cigar smoker, but he would occasionally have one. It seemed very fitting. I have this gold placemat on the bottom, kind of rounded out. And the hat. My dad didn't particularly wear hats, but I just like the look of it. Actually, that is my hat, but it has a real masculine look to it. And like I said, my dad was not an outdoors man. He was a businessman. He loved business. He had, since early youth, he worked starting at a grocery store. He worked for different furniture companies. He did some interior designs. He started his own businesses actually, which was his final destination was a business in insurance. So, like I said, he didn't necessarily like dressing down, but eventually he was more casual as he got older. But he loved working. That was his thing. That was his hobby, working. Anyway, he's no longer with me, but he is with me in spirit. So I'm glad. He was a good man. Now, this is my mantle that represents my brother Richard. He loves to camp and he loves to the outdoor world is his thing. He just loves it. I pulled some greenery from a wreath, and this is what I put around it and on the frames. And the orange backpack belonged to him when he was young, like when he was a Boy Scout. So this is quite an old pack. My brother just retired from the post office after 44 years, so he's enjoying life. He just got back from a Yosemite trip with his son, who just turned 19, Adam. Happy birthday, Adam. So here we have a map of Big Basin, which is not too far from us here in Watsonville, and then Yosemite. If you've ever been to Yosemite, you'll appreciate the beauty of it. It's just magnificent. Real testimony of God's creative ways. And anyway, we have a few of his items, his hiking boots, and I try to make a little faux fire, gathered sticks, and have his little tea or coffee kettle. I tease him now because he's not into the tents and all that anymore. It's more like, as we call, glamping, which who can blame him? I'm more of a glamper now too. I did my camping days, but now it has to have a mattress. And I put Max out there, my dog Max, that used to live in my mom's living room. And he is sporting that scarf that my brother used to wear. So I wanted to capture my brother's spirit too here. He's just a loving, kind man who's very helpful to myself and my other sisters. He helps us in our day-to-day things. Both my sister and I, Patricia, have lost our husbands. And my sister Kathleen chose not to marry, so he helps us out a lot in those things that we can't quite get to. I really appreciate him. I really love him, and I thank God for him. And here's my little girl, Danny Grace. She's precious. Thanks for watching. God bless. Bye-bye.